Hello and welcome to This One Thing, a daily video devotional coming to you from First Presbyterian Church of Fort Lauderdale. And together we'll be looking at one text and choosing one thing for you to consider. And we hope that you find this a thought-provoking, encouraging part of your day. Are you getting enough sleep? There are a number of blogs and podcasts regarding productivity that I've read or listened to over the last couple of years that say something like, the secret to a successful day begins the night before. It begins with getting to bed on time and getting enough sleep. How do you do in that department? Are you able to say no to distractions in order to say yes to a good night's sleep? In June of 2014, there was an article in the New Yorker magazine on the phenomena of what some doctors are now calling sleep procrastination. And it was a term invented by Dr. Joel Anderson of the University of Utrecht in the Netherlands. And simply put, it means failing to go to bed at the intended time while no external circumstances prevent a person from doing so. In other words, we know that we need to go to bed, and there is nothing really preventing us from going to bed. We just don't. He goes on to say that people who tend to procrastinate in general, or people who have low self-regulation skills, are more likely to keep watching the late night movie or play yet another computer game despite knowing they might regret it the next morning when waking up tired. And so it seems that avoiding bedtime involves some of the same mental processes as failing to resist a cookie while you're trying to diet. In the 8th chapter of Romans, Paul writes, "For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, then you will live." So often we think of ourselves as physical, mental, and spiritual beings. We talk about physical health, mental health, and spiritual health, and we address each of these parts individually, often failing to acknowledge that the three are intrinsically connected. There is not a separate physical life, a mental life, and spiritual life. There is one life. And what Paul is reminding us is that there are physical things that we will need to say no to. There will be times when our body says, "I want this," and we will need to say, "No, you don't," in order to take care of our whole selves. Because how we care for our bodies affects our spiritual selves. It affects our mental selves. And my guess is that you are keenly aware of the areas where you need to begin saying no. Most of us are. We just don't. And so here's the one thing. What are you being called to say no to in order to say yes to a full and mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy life? Friends, be safe, be well, and we'll see you in worship on Sunday.